What is the #1 question that mystifies scientists?
Is there life on another planet?
Oh no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
Another bag.
And that confuses people.
This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
My life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Yeah,
you were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a f***ing Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
Harry is an idiot. He signed up to fight in the Afghanistan war. That was a dumb move. You're a f***ing prince. What are you doing that shit for?
Meghan Markle's bizarre pretzel repackaging trick, in which she takes pretzels from one bag and places them in another bag for her cookery show, was recently called out by Jimmy Fallon. Furthermore, he pointed out Harry's role as the breadwinner's helper and Meghan's wildflower honey predicament.
Yeah, see, Meghan Markle announced that her As Ever product line sold out in under an hour. It's strange when you marry a prince and you're the breadwinner of the family. Meghan was excited while Prince Harry was like, what the hell am I going to do with 3,000 cases of wildflower honey?
You can tell that everything has fully gone wrong when late-night TV is openly ridiculing your business plan and raising doubts about your royal husband's true contributions. This was not merely a jab at her merchandise. This had to do with the basic silliness of their whole arrangement. Speaking of Meghan's strange items, I've been watching one particular scene repeatedly since it was so hilarious. Her jam company was completely destroyed by Ryan Reynolds and Conan O'Brien in a way that will make you laugh so hard you'll cry. We'll discuss that later, but first we need to hear what the Osbournes had to say about M&H recently. And they aren't holding back, I can assure you. Even seasoned talk show viewers were surprised by Kelly Osbourne's outburst against Prince Harry.
I think Harry's a f***ing twat.
Kelly was not playing around. Someone whose family basically invented reality TV dysfunction is saying this. Therefore, it hits differently when an Osbourne calls you out.
I think he's a f***ing twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems.
The victim mindset that has permeated Harry's entire brand is being attacked by Kelly. Given that the Osbournes actually endured decades of family strife and public scrutiny without continuously griping about it, the irony is profound.
You've been handed the world and every major contract, you had podcasts, you have all of this, and you didn't deliver because
there's nothing to deliver.
Yeah, because you don't have it. And that's okay. And I think they do have a right to privacy, but that doesn't seem to me what they're looking for.
Consider Harry's past performance. After creating essentially nothing, Archwell Audio was terminated by Spotify. Moreover, the majority of their Netflix material has been a failure. Kelly is pointing out that they botched the bag despite having every advantage. However, Sharon, Kelly's mother, offered much more methodical criticism, beginning with one of Meghan's most tone-deaf incidents.
Curtsy, the thing she said about medieval times, her lunch with the Queen was like medieval times, which, as you know, is a Disney-type entertainment place for kids. And it's just so horribly disrespectful and just a wine fest.
Sharon is pointing out that Meghan's romanticization of the genuine medieval era as if it were some noble historical era is purely imaginary. When Meghan made the analogy, she was visualizing a fairy tale, although medieval times were harsh and filthy.
Cuddly, lovey, holding hands, going everywhere together. It's so disingenuous. It's like, come on.
Compared to other long-term couples, they are constantly holding hands. Most people don't have to act out their relationship in front of cameras every time they go out. It's brutally clear that the connection was fabricated.
All just craziness going around and around, and he's turned his life and the royal family's life into a soap opera.
Harry's book, Spare, Monetizing Childhood Trauma, has transformed every family conflict into something positive. That isn't therapeutic. That is profit-driven exploitation.
You've got a great life, you've got a beautiful family, you're so much in love. Move on, get a life, move on. And they just can't seem to, because their living is by telling their truth on the royal family. That's how they make their living.
Their whole business strategy relies on royal drama to generate conversation. What do they really have if there are no family disputes? They are unable to move on because of this. What they produce is controversy.
Just think about her children. They have no family. They have their grandmother, Meghan's mum. That's it. There's no cousins, no aunts and uncles, no other grandparents. There's 2 little babies that have grown up that will never meet or know their cousins because they're not growing up with.
Elizabeth and Archie are growing up without paternal grandparents, aunts, uncles, or cousins. Christmas will never be spent with their royal cousins. That isn't defense. Isolation is that.
I think they're totally lost. You know, one minute they're making a cartoon, then they're doing a documentary on them, now they're saving the world. They just haven't found their path in life.
Since none of their endeavors are successful, they are continuously hopping between them. The recurrent failures are self-evident.
It's going to end very, very badly, and I don't know why. It's like history repeating itself.
Sharon's prognosis seems more troubling coming from someone who has spent decades witnessing famous marriages fail. Sharon was not done yet. In contrast to how regular people handle issues, she made more incisive observations on how they resolve family disputes.
I haven't from day one been into the fact of, talking about private things that went on in the royal family when they were a part of it. And the thing is, it's just their point of view. We haven't had the other point of view.
Sharon is drawing attention to the core problem with their strategy. Only one side of the story is being presented. While Harry and Meghan have complete control over the story through interviews, documentaries, and novels, the royal family has remained silent.
Don't bring it to the public. Nobody wants to know about it. Every family has problems. Keep it to yourself.
Here, Sharon lays out fundamental family etiquette that most people naturally comprehend. Every family has drama, but you don't make money off of it or use it to amuse the public. Then Sharon shared her own family experience, which may have been her most heartbreaking contrast.
Should she go to her father? Yes, she should. I didn't talk to my father for 18 years. He used me in his companies and all of that.
Here, Sharon creates a contrast that degrades Meghan and Harry alike. She had justifiable complaints about her father, who caused her great financial difficulties and lost her millions of dollars in commercial transactions.
Millions and millions I had to pay because my father got me in the crap. But the situation is, when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I went to him and took care of him because he's my father.
Sharon took care of her father when he was unwell and forgave him despite the fact that he cost her millions. Due to disagreements over the media, Harry and Meghan separated from their families. However, that Ryan Reynolds and Conan moment was far worse than even Sharon's frankness. I promise you that what's about to happen is hilarious. Everyone in the entertainment industry felt free to pile on after the Osbournes opened the floodgates. Joe Coy made a joke at the Golden Globes that perfectly captured everyone's thoughts.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
In a room full of individuals who actually had to provide material for their deals, that queue was like a ton of bricks. The pay-for-nothing myth was created and quickly gained popularity. Lazy celebrity culture began to use them as jokes in animated series as well.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
Family Guy's entire brand was boiled down to earning enormous sums of money from sponsored postings with no real contribution. They appear to be international humanitarians promoting fast food. Jimmy Carr, a British comedian, had harsh opinions on their choices and way of life.
Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
Yeah. Carr gets right to the core of the contradiction with his humor. Everyone saw, but few were brave enough to speak up. She is a longtime feminist who sacrifices her profession to wed into the world's most conventional monarchy.
Harry and Meghan say they'd now like to split their time between spending your money in the UK and spending your money in Canada.
Carr's quip about taxpayers exposed their conceit. While making no contributions to either nation, they want the advantages of both. Merely collecting money from both parties. However, Bill Maher provided the most methodical dissection, beginning with their underlying hypocrisy.
Ridiculous after that. They want it both ways. You know, you can't be, these people were so mean to us, poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want it.
With their whole media approach, Maya hit the nail on the head. You cannot be both a public content creator and a private victim at the same time.
Fragile. Just take a hint from the Queen, the recently departed.
Never complain, never explain, and rarely be heard speaking in public.
The Queen comparison was especially scathing. For 70 years, Elizabeth II never offered an explanation or voiced any complaints. Meghan and Harry, meantime, are unable to stop talking.
Complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
People soon cease listening when you're moaning about your difficult life while living in luxury. John Oliver and other well-known voices were unable to conceal his assessment.
I don't think they will change because I don't think they have the capacity to, but they obviously should.
This was particularly damning coming from Oliver. In essence, he is stating that they are incapable of development or change. The spitting picture from the British parody program brilliantly captured their Californian illusion.
California, we're just a regular couple living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi. But not too far.
Their conflicting wants to be close enough to celebrities for importance and far enough away from paparazzi for privacy were portrayed in the puppet performance. Then comic Tim Dillon gave what may have been the harshest critique of all.
And nobody is a realer housewife than Meghan Markle, who married this ginger retard and took him out of his racist family so that they could live in Beverly Hills or wherever the f*** they live.
Tim is referring to Meghan as the quintessential housewife who tricked an unsuspecting prince into abandoning his family and nation. He claims that she seized the chance and used Harry as her own ATM for this new way of life in California. Then came the scene that made me repeatedly rewind the video. When Conan made the ideal link, Ryan Reynolds was narrating a story about his father, a former police officer who went on to become a food broker dealing with jams and little yogurts.
And he's like, no, I really am a middleman for jars of jam.
He works for Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jams.
Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montecito.
It's hilarious how they refer to harvestable and small jams. The pretentious artisanal rhetoric that accompanies Meghan's American Riviera Orchard brand is essentially being ridiculed by Reynolds and Conan. The ideal insult is that they are treating Harry like a door-to-door jam salesperson. Despite being absurd, Tim Dillon had a hunch on why Meghan's lifestyle brand strategy works so well.
Well, what's brilliant about what she's doing is she knows people want to spend money, and spending money makes them feel like they're getting something that's better, even though it might not necessarily be true.
Tim is drawing attention to the psychology of lifestyle advertising. If you can persuade people that a common product is unique, they will pay more for it. Even though Meghan's jam is far more expensive than ordinary jam, people still fall for the exclusivity myth.
She just thinks we're all monsters and we're all just kind of pigs in the mud, and that she's helping us with jam and honey.
This evaluation of Meghan's overall business concept is the most damaging. According to Tim, she sees her clients as less than human beings who require her advice in order to live moral lives. The honey and jam are more than just goods. They serve as representations of her alleged superiority over ordinary individuals who lack life skills. It's not simply comedy that we've seen. Their entrepreneurial credibility is being rejected by the entertainment business. Their business endeavors have been completely disregarded, as evidenced by Tim Dillon's scathing critiques, the Osbournes' raw honesty, and Jimmy Fallon's pretzel parody. They are now used as examples of unsuccessful celebrity business ventures. You're not an entrepreneur when your podcast is cancelled and your jam business is made fun of. They have become content themselves because to the entertainment business. Comics use every new product launch as fodder. Brands are not being built by them. For those who truly understand entertainment, they are offering a plethora of content. How do you convince people that you are a real entrepreneur when your own sector is always mocking your company ideas? How do you feel about Meghan and Harry as a whole? Do you believe they will eventually lose money and become bankrupt, or do you think they will succeed? Please subscribe and leave a comment below if you would want to follow the royal drama as it develops.